So, what was your parents' reaction when you told them about this?
They didn't believe that this was a slot one. Only I think 20 persons, people of us got in slot one. I think 10 to 15,000 people in VIT sit every year
Hmm.
in that batch of placement, and only 20-30 people get placed in slot one. So this was a first slot one company as well as first company in slot one.
Hmm.
So I think they were shocked. They didn't even believe. The day I got placed, next day I went home. Like we enjoyed a lot. That is not even explainable.
Hmm.
The emotions my father and mother had. So my name is Himnish Goyal. I'm a fourth year student in Vellore Institute of Technology,
Hmm.
and I got a intern plus FT offer from Phonepe.
So, can you tell us more about your BTech experience? What exactly did you study in your first year, second year, third year before you got this opportunity?
Okay, like in BTech, as like it was a Corona year, so
Hmm.
first and second year was like mostly I just did a coursework and all. I just focused on my CGPA.
Hmm.
Like my CGPA was around 9.4, so that like it would give me more opportunities to sit in companies.
Hmm.
And from third year onwards, when we got a like 5 months break from our college, I started your DSA course as well as your web dev course. So side by side, in 2-3 months, I completed your DSA course,
Hmm.
so that after that I could start CP. For like 7 to 8 months long, I did competitive programming,
Hmm.
which was the main reason for what I got in PhonePe. And my web development was revolved around only or that main project which we did Airbnb.
Hmm.
So that was the only major project I had in my resume, which like uh, my manager round, which was held in this PhonePe interview. A lot of focus was put in that project had a half an hour of our discussion around that project, authentication, authorization part,
Hmm.
because PhonePe works more on security purposes.
Hmm.
So they were fascinated to learn like did you implemented authorization, authentication, cookies,
Hmm.
how are you like doing password hashing and all, as it is a security and finance company, so it was more interested in that. So half an hour of the conversation was just involved around that project.
Hmm.
After that, just basic projects. That was whole my that college journey.
So, describe more about the PhonePe interview experience. How many rounds were there, and what was exactly asked in each round?
So PhonePe came on 10th of July. PhonePe was the first company to came to our college.
Hmm.
So 11th of July we had our online assessment, in which phone first criteria was like all the persons of all the branches who had a CGPA of more than 6 were allowed to sit for the phone pay.
Hmm.
So all around 8 to 10,000 people applied, I guess.
And which
And
branch were you in?
I'm in computer science and engineering branch. And after that, a list came in which only 9 pointers were shortlisted for giving the online assessment test. So 11th of July, we had an online assessment in
Hmm.
which I guess 4 questions were there. I don't exactly remember the timeline. I think it was 90 to 120 minutes.
Hmm.
So all the persons who did one question fully were able to proceed to the next round. So I was able to solve 2 questions.
Hmm.
So 2 questions were of 3D DP
Hmm.
and 2 questions were of graph, which I was not even able to touch.
Hmm.
So I solved both DP questions. And after that, after 2 days, we got a mail that I am selected for the next round of interview.
Hmm.
So on 16th of July, we had a like full process. So we had total 3 rounds. Two were DS Algo rounds, and one was HR come manager round, in which HR manager projects everything was asked.
Hmm.
And so on 16th of July, I had a first round, which was DS Algo, in which 2 questions were asked, 50 minutes, one medium question and one hard question. One medium question revolved around, I think, sliding window,
Hmm.
and hard question was more about segment trees.
Hmm.
Like it can be solved using binary search and pre-computation as well, but easier way was to do a segment tree part.
Hmm.
And in second round of DSL Go, one question I think was of DP.
Hmm.
Uh, DP of yeah, I remember it was a I think a TCS Code Vita question. I already did it. It was a DP question, but more optimization was in n login sorting part,
Hmm.
and that this was a medium question, and hard question was of I think graph.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it was a graph question, and last round was manager HR round. So I already told 30 minutes just revolved around our project,
Hmm.
which was that Airbnb part, how I implemented authorization, authentication, cookies, how I'm storing password, how I'm sending passwords.
Hmm.
That's all. And other questions were just like team conflicts, behavior type of questions. What is your hobbies? How will you solve conflicts?
Hmm.
And like things like just simple behavior questions, which are HR type of questions, like what will you do in Phonepe? How do you see your future in Phonepe? That's all.
Okay.
So this, and after 10-15 days, I got my result.
So can you tell us what helped you more to get selected in PhonePe? Was it your DSA part or was it development? Which one of them
I
helped you
think
more?
I think more the thing which like I more focused on was DSA, and that only helped me in cracking the online assessment and proceeding to HR round. After that, it is obviously you should work in parallel. It is not like you should like you can only learn DSA and leave development.
Hmm.
You have to learn both the things. But yeah, DSA I was more focused towards DSA,
Hmm.
and development also I was doing parallelly. But yeah, like it was a like if I gave DSA 5 hours, I was giving development daily 1 hour, so that I can do both things parallelly.
Hmm. So apart
I
from
spent a lot of time in doing competitive programming. I
okay.
think that was the major reason I cracked online assessment, because like I think 2000 of the people was not even like 99% people was not able to solve one question.
Hmm.
It was so like high level questions.
So in terms of DSA or in terms of CP, how many questions do you think you would have solved like in the entire your journey of
I
preparation?
think it would be more than 1200.
1200 plus. And
Yeah,
what were the
easily.
platforms that you used the
Like
most?
uh, the most used platforms were Codeforces and LeetCode.
Hmm.
LeetCode, I would have solved around 300 plus questions,
Hmm.
and Codeforces, it would be 700-800 on my
Okay.
main ID.
And what is your current ranking there on both of the platforms?
LeetCode, like I was like it is more than I think 2100.
Hmm.
I was just able to like I was reaching Guardian when I got placed. After that, I didn't give any contest. And on Codeforces, it is expert.
Okay. So, what would you advise a student who is just starting their coding journey or maybe has done DSA but now they want to step into competitive programming? How should they approach starting with CP?
I think all the people have a belief that we should learn whole DSA, then we should start competitive programming.
Hmm.
That is where all the people do a mistake. You should start competitive programming and learn the topics which are needed in that question. In that way, you would be able to learn more.
Hmm.
Like if I know this question requires segmentary, I'm not aware of, or I'm not done it properly. So I learn segmentary, come back to the question, implement it, then solve it as a solution, then put it as a solution. And
Hmm.
after that, whenever I get a segmentary question, I'll know that I have done this like earlier. I'll take some reference, or if I remember, I'll just code it directly. That is the I think most important part. We should do like later, don't do DSA at all at once. That would be I think more difficult than doing a little chunks of that.
Hmm. All right. So, apart from DSA and development, did theory subjects also play any role in your selection?
No, in my selection they didn't ask anything about theory, just projects, behavior, and HR. And both DS rounds were just two DS questions. That's all.
Okay. And what about communication skills? How important do you think they are?
Communication skills, I think is the most important part. That is most important than DSA as well.
Hmm.
It does not matter that how does you solve your question. in interview. It matters how do you communicate your problem solving, and how do you tell what is your, like, how are you solving your problem
Hmm.
approach, and how are you explaining. The most important thing that matters is that interview should like understand what are you explaining and what are you coding.
Hmm.
That is the most important part in one's interview, that a lot of people ignores. A lot of people will do a lot of questions in lead code, but they would not be able to make other people understand that what I have coded.
Hmm.
So a lot of people, what should we do is like, we should make a friend sit and explain him that how I am solving that question. That will help a lot, because I have helped my friends in a lot of questions. That helped me a lot in explaining the interviewer what is my approach.
So before your Phonepe interviews, did you also practice mock interviews with your friends?
No, I never like practiced anything. I thought that this was our first company. I
Hmm.
thought after going to college I'll practice, but before I started even practicing, I got placed.
Okay, nice. So what was your parents' reaction when you told them about this?
They didn't believe that this was a slot one. Only I think 20 persons, people of us got in slot one. I think 10 to 15,000 people in VIT set every year
Hmm.
in that batch of placement, and only 20 30 people get placed in slot one. So this was a first slot one company as well as first company in slot one.
Hmm.
So I think they were shocked. They didn't even believe. The day I got placed, next day I went home. Like we enjoyed a lot. That is not even explainable.
Hmm.
The emotions my father and mother had.
Okay. So what kind of tech stack are you working in? Like, are you working on in Phonepe right now?
Currently, I'm a backend engineer,
Hmm.
and I'm working more on Java, Drop Wizard,
Hmm.
Dockers, and Kafka, RabbitMQ,
Hmm.
this MySQL, Aerospike, and lot many more.
So, when a student is in college, they generally struggle with this idea of picking a good programming language for themselves. So, how did you pick your programming language, and which programming language did you use for your DSA?
My major reason was speaking was your course only. That your course that time was only in Java, I guess.
Hmm.
When I buyed your course, that was just a Java course. So like I think that it doesn't programming language doesn't matter at all.
Hmm.
You can do the thing which matters is your problem solving, your thinking skills.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you do Java, it would be helpful, because now backend, a lot of things are written in Java. If you want to go towards backend, if
Hmm.
you want to go towards like ML and all, you should do more of Python. That is what, but like it doesn't matter a lot. You can do, you if you are comfortable in CPP, you can do any language.
Hmm. Okay. And so you did your DSA with Java, then to do CP, did you shift to C++?
No, no, no.
So you did your entire competitive programming in Java.
Entire thing I did in Java. I had a lot of problems because of Java,
Hmm.
because sometimes problem Java take a lot of time.
Hmm.
Execution time of Java is more than CPP. So same question, if I give ChatGPT and tell it to convert to CPP, and if I upload the same solution, it will work, but it will not work in Java.
Hmm.
But then also I stayed with Java so that I could learn more. When I am not able to solve the question, I'll like I look for more optimizations,
Hmm.
which if I had CPP, I would not have looked.
Hmm.
That is, I think, another reason I could optimize these. I could solve two questions in OA, which require a lot of optimizations.
Okay. And you think that that helped you in your entire learning journey?
Yeah, that helped me a lot.
Okay. So your advice to students picking up programming languages, pick anything. If you want to just learn general DSA and then do CP, then Java and CPP both are fine. But if you want to
Yes.
choose a AI/ML path, then Python would be the preferred choice.
Yeah,
Okay. So one more.
because Java is helping me now as well.
Hmm.
I'm writing backend wholly in Java. Yeah, CPP guys are also doing fine, but
Hmm.
yeah, I am able to pick faster. I know how Java works, how
Hmm.
inheritance works, how things work in Java. Like I'm able to understand like little faster. at some point of time will reach at equal levels. But now I have some edge above people who have done CPP in their colleges.
Okay. So now, since you have entered the industry with your internship and you'll soon join them full time, so what do you think is the role that AI tools play in the life of a working software engineer in the industry in 2025? Do you get to use AI tools? Is it recommended in organizations? What is your take?
Yeah, Phonepe has his internal GPT.
Hmm.
Like if we need to write something that is very general, if I need to write some SQL query, why will I waste my time writing a SQL query or apply my brain? I
Hmm.
know that a thing where we don't need a lot of problem solving, that we know where AI can do.
Hmm.
So like AI can't replace a software engineer, but it can help software engineer in doing the things which earlier I can do in 10 days, now I can do in 5 days with the help of AI.
Hmm.
If I need to write some test, yeah, I can ask Chat GPT, like internal GPT of company, to help me in writing test. Or if I need to build some design patterns, I can ask GPT to help me in explain how design patterns work, how to make a design pattern. Obviously, it can't replace a software engineer, but then it can help you in your daily life.
Hmm.
If I have to do like a work which takes me like 5 to 6 hours, now I am able to do in 2 to 3 hours with the help of AI. I regularly use AI whenever like I think I know this type of work is I don't need to apply my brain. This is a generic work. I know I have written a whole code, but I need to implement some models, some design patterns or something. So I'll ask GPT to do my work instead of putting my brain into it.
Okay. So, what would you recommend a student who is just starting with their coding journey? Like, how, if they are interested in CP, then what is the recommended number of months that they should spend on CP before their placements start?
Uh, I think it depends from person to person. Like it is not, it doesn't matter how much time you spend. It only matters how much quality time you spend and how much topics and how much things do you learn.
Hmm.
Like it matters. Like if you are solving a question, you should know if this is a DP question. You should know why this is solved with DP and why not with greedy.
Hmm.
Greedy questions, you should know why is this solved with greedy and why not DP. If you're solving a greedy question, you should solve with DP as well to know what are the pros and cons of both the things. What is the differences, and you should know why only this approach will work and why not other approaches will work.
Hmm.
That is the main thing. Whenever you are solving a question, you should know everything. Why this approach? You should like understand the basics of the thing. Then only you should start coding.
Okay. And what do you think was the role of Alpha and Delta in your preparation journey?
I think the project we made had a lot of role in my selection in manager round. Manager was a lot impressed with my project, which I did. It included lots of things. I was fascinated by backend. We did a lot of the stuffs in backend. I think we included mostly everything which a like college guy needs to learn in backend.
Hmm.
Like basic things we have done each and everything which I could explain him. A lot of things were there which I could not even explain him because I could not remember that things because we did a lot. We did like we implemented a lot of things. The main things revolved around authentication, authorization. These are very important things. So yeah, and alpha with DSA, I started DSA doing with your course, and that gave me a base on how DSA works. How should I approach a problem? After that, only I was like able to go to CP and get results which take a lot of time. I could get in less time.
Hmm. Okay. So, is there anything else that you would like to share about your entire preparation journey?
I don't think so. I have mentioned everything. I think only thing I should mention is that every student in once in lifetime, if he is doing computer science and engineering, he should try competitive programming.
Hmm.
That is my advice. Like it is, you should not do it from the perspective of this placement. You should do it as a hobby.
Hmm.
When your rating will go down and up, you'll keep on enjoying. This will become eventually a sport. I like after like 1 or 2 months, I started doing CP just because of sports. A lot of friends told that CP will not give you as much as output as you are giving it input. But I just continued just because I enjoyed doing CP.
Hmm.
So like once in your career journey, I am not saying it is compulsory, but yeah, you should have a taste of CP. How does like how does CP works? How does rating works? If you see your rating going up, you'll have a good enjoyment. If it is going down, you'll learn that why it is going down. You'll learn lot more.
Hmm.
So that is what it will like teach you a lot of things. How to handle pressure, not only coding, but a lot of things CP will teach you how to apply brain in edge cases. That helps me today as well. If I'm writing some backend code, I know there can be some edge cases. What if this doesn't exist? Then I have to handle this all things I think CP can teach you.
Hmm. Okay. And what platform would you recommend them to start with?
You can start with any platform, but yeah, I did Codeforces. That is the I think best platform to do CP. But any platform is fine until unless you're doing CP. LeetCode also has now contest weekly.
Hmm.
I used to wake up at 8 to give contact a contest, LeetCode contest. That is at 8, I guess 8 at Sunday morning. I used to wake up with my friends so that we can give contest.
What advice would you give to a student who is sitting for placements in 2025?
Mm, my advice would be to focus more on online assessment first.
Hmm.
Clearing that part, I think, is the most difficult part because that is the time when 90% of the people are 90%, only 10% of the people are selected. After that, things become a little easier as interviewer can also help. But in OA, nobody is there to help you. You need to think of every edge case and pass the whole test case so that your chances increases to get an interview call.
Generally, when a student he or she starts with DSA, a common problem that they encounter is they are able to understand the fundamentals, maybe the concepts of DSA. They are able to solve a question after seeing the solution, but whenever a new question comes, they are not able to build the logic. So, did you also face that problem? And if you did, how did you manage that?
Yeah, I also faced earlier when I was doing Git code, I faced this problem a lot.
Hmm.
But when I started doing CP, this is what CP taught me. Uh, like, like that is what I was telling. You should learn the basics of the thing. Why will greedy work?
Hmm.
Like, if you see DSA is very simple. Like when I approach a problem, I know this can be a greedy problem. We can use a prism. I'll start from the down. I'll use greedy. If this is a problem, I'll tell this is a greedy problem. Then I'll try to write test cases in which greedy won't work. Okay, so greedy is now cut out. Now I'll try prefix sum. If this doesn't work, then I'll try at the end DP. Like you should write test cases for what for you should make a condition, then write test cases for that condition to not to work. If it is not happening, then you should write solution first. What I used to do, used to think a solution, then I used to think test cases which will not fit in this solution. That's all. Then you'll like if you do DSA, it is not a very big task. Only if you see a problem, it can be solved only 2 3 approaches, and you should see which is the best optimized to solve it. If you like, I think you should do basic questions first, then you should do advanced. This is not like you should directly go to lead code and try hard. That till now I would not be able to do that. You should start with easy, make your basics, build your DSA concepts. After that you should increase your that complexity uh, day by day. That is what I will advise.
And how many Codeforces contests do you think you might have given in the entire preparation time?
I think it would be more than 30, 40.
Okay. All right, Amnish. It was really nice talking to you.
I'm in line with the stars, I'm in sync with the earth. 10 toes deep, flower child from the turf. I never switch sides, like even when I die, I'm a ride.